In this video, you're going to learn how to make eating healthy a lifestyle and not a duty. Basically, a healthy diet is the basis for a well-functioning body. It's an important part of leading a healthy lifestyle. Food is the source of energy for all of our bodily functions and directly affects how our bodies and minds function in every stage of life. There are several details that are involved in eating healthy, including moderation, variety, and balance. Now, a person should try to balance different nutrients in food, like protein food, vegetables, dairy products, and grains, while minimizing alcohol, processed food, and saturated fats. And I bet that you didn't know that eating a variety of food from each food group helps a person to get all of the important nutrients. Healthy eating helps to prevent conditions like heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and some types of cancer. Protein helps in repairing body tissues, while carbohydrates provide the body with energy. Therefore, making healthy eating a habit that will go a long way in ensuring the health of an individual. But remember this, it shouldn't be a duty to eat healthy. It should be adopted as a constant lifestyle. Generally, we all know the benefits of having a healthy body. But however, a lot of people don't really know how to obtain and sustain a healthy body. That's where the real challenge is. But did you know that many of the sicknesses and diseases that we see today are the result of indifferent or ignorant attitudes towards necessary self-care, poor eating habits, and always thinking that, it won't happen to me? Well, just think about this. How many patients can foresee that they're going to get sick? Because most of the time when it hits them, it's already too late. There's a golden old saying of, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. A high percentage of people can have preventable diseases if they have sufficient and accurate knowledge on nutrition and supplements. The key to a balanced diet is to eat in moderation. It is an important tip to eating healthily. Eating in moderation is a way of life, not a way of dieting. If you choose to practice this health tool, you may just find a new sense of confidence and awareness of yourself and your body. Now, you can choose which path you wish to take to make your life's journey a fulfilling, joyful, and healthy one. Start by making today healthier than yesterday. But you're probably asking, how can I do that? Well, number one, you set achievable goals. These are goals that are going to gradually change your health status and overall lifestyle into a better and healthier one. You're going to see and feel the difference once you start working on achieving these goals in a timely manner. Number two, begin with cultivating the right mindset that will fuel your willpower to stay on track, but also changes your daily mood to strive for the better. It is extremely essential that you learn to feel good about what you're doing and how you're going to transform. And finally, number three, always think to yourself that you look good, because it increases your self-esteem. If you look at people who are struggling with mental disorders related to eating habits, let's say anorexia, where they refuse to eat, or maybe even bulimia nervosa, also known as binge eating, you're going to see the mental pattern falls into the same category, which they think that they're not good enough. But the truth is, it's a mental illness that leads an individual to problematic eating disorders that harm one's overall health and lifestyle, and it can be life-threatening as well. Therefore, it's super important to have a positive mindset about your own body and how you see yourself. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you know about mindset? Now, I'm sure you've heard about how mindset plays the biggest role in determining your actions. And yes, it is indeed true. Your mindset is the fuel to your actions. When you feel good about yourself, you will look good. And you might not be good enough now, but don't worry. Don't beat yourself up. All you have to do is to keep a positive mindset. And not just that. A fitter and healthier you leads to higher productivity as well. And the truth is, most people think that a diet is associated with weight loss, bodybuilding, and good body shapes. But what they've forgotten is that a diet is equally important in overall health and well-being. By taking the time to learn how to eat healthy, you've stepped onto the route that leads to an in-shape, healthy body. And finally, take a minute to think over this famous quote. Success is a journey, not a destination. Now take that quote and replace the word success with the word fitness. Learning how to make the correct decisions in your nutrition will convert to a healthy lifestyle that's never ending. Begin to construct the habits that will step up your enjoyment and quality of life today. In this video, you'll learn about all of the benefits in eating healthy. Now, before we get to the benefits in eating healthy, let me ask you a question. Did you know that eating nutritiously is one of the most important things you can do to enhance and maintain your health? A healthy diet can balance out your body and allows it to function in its most efficient state. Eating nutritionally balanced meals helps the body to work to its full potential, which is particularly important for people living with busy and tight schedules, or just people who are constantly feeling not energized and easily falling sick. Many people find that they can improve their quality of life and sense of well-being simply by focusing on the aspects of health that can be controlled and changed, like a healthy diet. As well, healthy eating can also stop or slow down the advancement of numerous chronic sicknesses like heart disease and diabetes, osteoporosis, and a few types of cancer. Eating healthy can also help you deal better with both physical and mental strain, operations, and even the common cold or influenza. Now, let's talk about the fundamentals of healthy living. 1. Consume an assortment of nutritious foods. 2. Eat in moderation. 3. Size matters, so limit your portions. Eating healthy can promote a lot of benefits to your body and also your life in general. When we eat the right kind of food, we are allowing the body to be properly nourished. Hence, as a result, we will be able to gain health benefits from our healthful efforts. There are 5 benefits altogether, which include that it can improve your immune system, it enhances your mood, your mental health, your energy, and you live longer. Number 1, it can improve your immune system. Good nutrition is essential to a strong immune system, which may offer protection from seasonal illness like the flu and other health problems, including cancers, arthritis, abnormal cell development, and allergies. A lot of sickness can be prevented if the right precaution is taken. Help protect yourself against infection and boost your immunity by including these nutrients into your eating plan. With a strong immune system, you're going to feel constantly boosted with energy and strength to carry out daily activities. Number 2, enhance your mood. And not just that, eating healthy can have a positive impact on your life by leading to a more sustained, elevated mood. Oh, and it can reduce stress as well. A healthy cognitive system is essential to regulating mood, and certain nutrients have a profound impact on maintaining normal brain function. When your body is in a chronic state of stress, it breaks down protein to prepare for battle, but certain foods have the ability to moderate the body's level of cortisol, the stress hormone. Number 3, boost your mental health. Nutrition is a key contributor to good mental health. It is one of the most obvious, yet under-recognized factors in the development of major trends in mental health. Food plays an important contributing role in the development, management, and prevention of specific mental health problems like schizophrenia, depression, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, as well as Alzheimer's disease. Here are 5 foods that keep the mind working at its best: lean protein, leafy greens, fatty fish, whole grain, yogurt with active cultures. Number 4, boost your energy. Eating the right nutritive food can also boost your energy levels, making you prepared to face each day. Food can boost energy by supplying calories, by pushing your body to burn more calories more efficiently, and in some cases, by delivering caffeine. When you have an energized body and clear mind, it also increases our brain power. Eating healthy food can ensure you to achieve a balanced nutrition that can help to regulate your brain activity to fuel your mental power that will get you through your busiest days. 5. Live longer. Did you know that emerging nutrition science research, as well as data collected from people in their 90s and beyond, shows what, when, and how we eat has a profound influence on how long we live? Around the world, certain groups of people enjoy exceptionally long lives. Consider the lucky people of Okinawa. These Pacific Islanders have an average life expectancy of more than 81 years, compared to 78 in the United States and a worldwide average of just 67. A diet rich in fruits and vegetables, high in nutrients, and low in calories is your best bet for a long life. It is vital for health and maintenance of your body. Some of the foods include broccoli, grapes, salad, avocado, olive oil, berries, and beans, along with grains and seeds, less red meat, fish, bananas, and organic food. In this video, we're going to talk about the alkaline foods versus acidic foods. Before going into detail, first you have to understand that food can be classified into two groups, namely the acidic food group and the alkaline food group. Now the question is, why are these foods categorized as such? The answer is because they affect the urine pH level when they're consumed. Our body's acid-alkaline balance, also known as pH, can affect our overall well-being. Whatever food we consume, once it enters into our body, it will undergo processing and becomes acidic. Too much acid consumption can deplete the minerals in our body, thus growing the risk of heart disease, kidney problems, and osteoporosis. That's why we need alkaline food as well. It helps to balance out the acidity in our body. Next, we'll talk about pH value. pH stands for power of hydrogen. It's a measure of the acidity or alkalinity of our body's fluids and tissues. The total pH scale ranges from 1 to 14, with 7 considered to be neutral. Our ideal pH is slightly alkaline, 7.3 to 7.45. If the body pH value is below 7, that means it's acidic, whereas if it's above 7, it's alkaline. Now let's talk about the most common form of pH imbalance. The most common form of pH imbalance is excess acidity. It can lead to numerous health issues, and it can even be life-threatening. An acidic pH can occur from an acid-forming diet, toxic overload, emotional stress, immune reactions, or any process that deprives the cells of oxygen and other nutrients. Assuming if the pH reaches acidic pH, the body will try to compensate it using the alkaline minerals. If the diet doesn't contain enough minerals to compensate, a buildup of acids in the cells will occur. A healthy body maintains adequate alkaline reserves to balance the acids in order to maintain this pH. Why do you think acidosis is more common in our society? The reason acidosis is more common in our society is mostly due to the typical human diet, which is far too high in acid-producing animal products. Things like meat, eggs, and dairy, and far too low in alkaline-producing foods like fresh vegetables. In addition to this, we consume acid-producing processed food like white flour, sugar, and drink acidic-producing beverages like coffee and soft drinks. We use too many drugs, which are acid-forming, and we use artificial chemical sweeteners like NutraSweet, Spoonful, Sweet and Low, Equal, or even aspartame, which are poisonous and extremely acid-forming. Now that we've already covered the reason for acidosis, let's move on to talk about its consequences. If these mineral losses and metabolic abnormalities continue, we can increase our risk for a number of conditions, including premature aging, osteoporosis, weak or brittle bones, fractures, and bone spurs, mood swings, low energy and chronic fatigue, slow digestion and elimination, bladder and kidney conditions, including kidney stones, weight gain, obesity and diabetes, slow metabolism and the inability to lose weight, chronic inflammation, high blood pressure, weakened immunity. One of the best methods we can do to correct an overly acidic body is to clean up the diet and the lifestyle. To maintain health, the optimum diet should consist of 60% alkaline-forming food and 40% acid-forming food. To restore health, the diet should consist of 80% alkaline-forming food and 20% acid-forming food. Generally, alkaline-forming food consists of most fruits, green vegetables, spices, lentils, seasonings or herbs, and seeds and nuts. Whereas acid-forming food comprises of meat, fish, poultry, eggs, grains, and legumes. The alkaline diet is also known as the alkaline ash diet or acid alkaline diet. It emphasizes alkaline foods such as fruits, vegetables, and certain whole grains, which are low in caloric density. Healthy alkaline diet food involves the ideal balance between acidifying and alkalizing foods. Having an alkaline diet may have some potential in reducing morbidity, as well as mortality from chronic diseases. Here are a list of some alkalizing vegetables. Spinach. It's very low alkaline forming. It's moderate in alkaline, with a pH of 7.5 to 8.0, and spinach content raises alkalinity. Cabbage. Low alkaline forming food, with a moderate alkaline level of 0.75 to 0.80. It's also a good substitute for coca, and it's mineral rich. Celery is a very low alkaline forming food. Its moderate alkaline level has a pH of 7.5 to 8.0, and it elevates acid food 5.0 in alkaline direction. Capsaicum or bell peppers. Low alkaline forming food, with a moderate alkaline pH level of 7.5 to 8.0. It's a good substitute for coca, and it's mineral rich. A list of alkalizing fruits. Lemons. They're highly alkaline forming with a pH of 8.5 to 9.0 and an excellent remedy against colds, coughs, sore throats, heartburn, and gastro upsets. Limes are also extremely alkaline forming foods with a pH level of 8.5 to 9.0, and they purify the kidneys. Grapes are a very low alkaline forming food with a moderate alkaline pH level of 7.5 to 8.0. And bananas. They're a very low alkaline forming food with a moderate alkaline pH level of 7.5 to 8.0, and they also elevate the acid food of 5.0 in alkaline's direction. In this video, you'll learn everything about the food pyramid. Without further ado, let's get started. So what exactly is the food pyramid? Well, it's a simple visual guide to the types and proportions of food that we should eat every day for good health. Food that contains the same type of nutrients are grouped together on each of the shelves of the food pyramid. This gives you a choice of different foods from which to choose a healthy diet. Using a food pyramid is a tool to follow different dietary guidelines and is a good start in the right direction. It will help you to get the right balance of nutritious food within your calorie range. Now we'll further elaborate on the different layers of the food pyramid. There are 3 layers of the food pyramid, which include 1. The foundation layer, 2. The middle layer, and 3. The top layer. Now let's have a look at the foundation layer. The foundation layer includes the 3 plant-based food groups, which are fruits, grains, vegetables, and legumes. This layer makes up the largest portion of the pyramid, at around 70% of what we should eat. Plant food should make up the largest portion of our diet. Plant food contains a wide variety of nutrients, like vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They're also the main source of carbohydrates and fiber in our diet. A significant convergence of evidence suggests that plant-based diets can help prevent and even reverse some of the top killer diseases in the Western world, and can be more effective than medication and surgery. Older children, teens, and adults should aim to have at least 2 servings of fruit and 5 servings of vegetables or legumes each day. From the grains food group, we should choose mostly whole grains like quinoa, oats, and brown rice, and wholemeal, whole grain, high cereal fiber varieties of bread, crisp breads, pasta, and cereal foods, or over highly processed, refined varieties. Now we move on to the middle layer. This layer includes yogurt, cheese, milk, and alternatives, and the lean meat, fish, eggs, and legumes food groups. Food in the milk, yogurt, cheese, and alternatives group primarily provides us with calcium and protein, plus other vitamins and minerals. This food group also refers to non-dairy options like soy, rice, or cereal milks, which have at least 100 milligrams per 100 milliliters of added calcium. Choose reduced fat options of these foods to limit excess kilojoules from saturated fat. Food in the lean meat, poultry, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, and legumes section are our main sources of protein. This food group is rich in protein and is also a good source of other nutrients like iodine, iron, zinc, and vitamins, especially some B group vitamins. The animal food in this group also contains vitamin B12, and some of them contain omega-3 fatty acids. Now a look at the top layer. This layer refers to healthy fats that we need small amounts of every day to support heart health and brain function. The top level of the food pyramid consists of your non-essential foods, like fats, oil, and sweet. This is the only level of the pyramid that should be restricted. There are no serving guidelines for this level, and you should generally try to avoid foods that are high in fat or sugar. You should choose food that contains healthy fats instead of food that contains saturated fats and trans fat. Choose unrefined polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats from plant sources, like extra virgin olive oil, nuts, and seed oils. Limit the amount of saturated fat that you consume and avoid trans fat. We also get healthy fats from food in other food groups, such as seeds, avocados, fish, and nuts. We need these healthy fats to support our health and brain function. Healthy eating guidelines. The shape of the food pyramid immediately suggests that some foods are good and some should be eaten more often, but also that others aren't so good and should only be eaten occasionally. The layers represent major food groups that contribute to the total diet. But how do you link them together? 1. Choose water. 2. Increase herbs and spices. 3. Limit your salt and added sugar. 4. Limit sodium. And 5. Limit added sugar. Water. Water is one of the most essential elements to health. A mere 2% drop in our body's water supply can trigger signs of dehydration. A healthy sedentary adult living in a temperate climate should drink at least 1.5 liters of water per day. This level of water intake balances water loss and helps in keeping the body properly hydrated. The water you consume through food and drinks follows a very precise route to arrive in your cells, of which it is a vital constituent. Therefore, choose water as your main drink and avoid sugary options like soft drinks, sports drinks, and energy drinks. Increase herbs and spices. The use of herbs and spices has been incredibly important throughout history. Many were celebrated for their medicinal properties well before culinary use. If you're looking to round out your healthy lifestyle, you'll want to stock up on the following herbs and spices and use them generously in your cooking, or use them on their own to enhance the absorption and benefits received. Some of the best examples are arrowroot, cinnamon, turmeric, basil, mint, cayenne, dillweed and seed, and curry powder. Limit salt and added sugar. The food pyramid reminds us to limit our intake of salt and added sugar. This means avoiding adding salt or sugar to food when we're cooking or eating, and avoiding packaged foods and drinks that have salt or added sugar in the ingredients. Some suggestions that can help you reduce your salt and sugar dependency include eating more home-cooked meals, choosing frozen over canned, or delaying in salting. Even reducing these by small amounts can make us healthier. And last but not least, there are 5 stages of change that have been conceptualized for a variety of problem behaviors. Each of these stages describes an individual's attitude toward behavior change. Trying to change behavior before one is ready usually results in failure to develop new healthy behaviors. Small steps are the best bet for long-term results. These 5 stages include pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Pre-contemplation. The stage at which there is no intention to change behavior in the immediate or foreseeable future. Many individuals in this state are unaware or under-aware of their problems. They may not be ready for change. A good strategy? Assess knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs, and provide information to build on the existing knowledge. Contemplation. The stage in which people are aware that a problem exists and are seriously thinking about overcoming it, but have not yet made a commitment to change or take any action. Making the leap from thinking about change to taking action can be hard. Asking yourself about the pros, or the benefits, and the cons, or the things that get in the way of changing your habits, may be helpful. A good strategy is to discuss your motivation and barriers to change, and your possible solutions. Preparation. If you're in the preparation stage, you are about to take action. To get started, look at your list of pros and cons. How can you make a plan and move to action? Here's a good strategy. Assist in developing an action plan for change. Provide direction and encouragement. Action. The stage in which individuals modify their behavior, experiences, or their environment in order to overcome their problems. Action involves the most overt behavioral changes and requires a considerable commitment of time and energy. A good strategy? Reinforce decisions for change. Offer continued support and reinforcement for positive changes. Maintenance. Now that healthy eating and physical activity has become part of your routine, you need to keep things interesting, avoid slip-ups, and find ways to cope with what life throws at you. A good strategy? Add variety and stay motivated. Mix up your routine with new activities, physical activity buddies, recipes, rewards, and food. In this video, we're going to talk about food cholesterol. So, what exactly is cholesterol? Cholesterol is a waxy substance which is made in the body by the liver, but it's also found in some food that we eat on our daily lives. This soft, waxy substance is not only found in your bloodstream, but also in every cell in your body, where it helps to produce cell membranes, hormones, vitamin D, and bile acids that help you digest fat. However, having too much cholesterol in the blood can increase your risk of getting heart and circulatory diseases. But where does cholesterol come from? Cholesterol comes from your body, as well as from what you eat. Now, there is about 75% of cholesterol that's made by your body, and the amount is determined by your family history. So, the remaining 25% of cholesterol comes from what you eat. The cholesterol level in your blood will increase if you eat food with saturated fats and trans fat. There are two main types of blood cholesterol. One is low-density lipoprotein, and two is high-density lipoprotein. Low-density lipoprotein, also known as the bad cholesterol, because it develops plaque which will clog the arteries and make them less flexible. It collects in the walls of your blood vessels, where it can cause blockages. Higher LDL levels put you at greater risk for a heart attack or stroke due to the narrowed artery when the clot is formed. This condition is called atherosclerosis. High-density lipoprotein, also known as good cholesterol, helps to discard the bad cholesterol away from the arteries and back to the liver to break it down and pass the cholesterol from the body. In other words, HDL reduces, reuses, and recycles LDL cholesterol by transporting it to the liver, where it can be reprocessed. So, you will be protected from heart attacks and strokes when you have a healthy level of HDL cholesterol. Remember, you're not alone. About 100 million other Americans have high cholesterol. High cholesterol comes from a variety of sources, including your family history and what you eat. Here is a visual journey through the most common causes. Some of the most common causes of high blood cholesterol include your diet, your activity level, your age and gender, genetics, and cigarette smoking. A diet high in cholesterol, saturated fats, and trans fats can raise blood cholesterol levels and put you at risk for heart disease. You will find this unhealthy fat in food that comes from animals: beef, pork, milk, butter, veal, milk, cheese, and eggs contain saturated fat. Packaged food that contains palm oil, coconut oil, or cocoa butter may have a lot of saturated fat. You will also find saturated fat in sticks of margarine, vegetable shortening, and most cookies, crackers, chips, and other snacks. Your activity level. If your cholesterol numbers aren't where they should be, working out should be a key part of your Get Healthy strategy. By increasing your activity level, it will help you to lose or maintain your weight. Being overweight tends to increase the amount of low-density lipoprotein in your blood. the kind of lipoprotein that's been linked to heart disease. Whether you're a male or female, as you get older, your risk for heart disease increases dramatically. For instance, a 62-year-old man is 500 times more likely than a 22-year-old man to die from heart disease in the next year. In men, cholesterol levels generally level off after the age of 50. In women, cholesterol levels stay fairly low until menopause, after which they rise to about the same level as men. Your family history may also affect your cholesterol level. High cholesterol may run in your family. If family members have or had high cholesterol, you may also have it. There are over 100 genes that can affect blood fats and how these are metabolized in the body. Sometimes just one faulty gene is enough to increase your cholesterol to dangerous levels, and sometimes high cholesterol results from the small effects of many genes. Some people will have high cholesterol even if they follow a healthy, balanced diet, low in saturated fats and trans fat. These people may need to take cholesterol-lowering medicine as prescribed by their doctor. Cigarette smoking lowers your level of HDL, or good cholesterol. It also injures the lining of the blood vessels and increases the risk of developing blood clots, which contributes to atherosclerosis, or the hardening of the arteries. It damages the walls of your blood vessels, making them more likely to accumulate fatty deposits. Even inhaling secondhand cigarette smoke has been shown to lower HDL cholesterol. And now the top 5 tactics to improve your cholesterol level. Lifestyle changes can help reduce cholesterol, keep you off cholesterol-lowering medications, or enhance the effect of your medications. Here are 5 lifestyle changes to get you started. 1. Eat heart-healthy food. 2. Increase your physical activity. 3. Lose weight. 4. Drink alcohol only in moderation. 5. Quit smoking. Even if you have years of unhealthy eating under your belt, making a few changes in your diet can reduce cholesterol and improve your heart health. Therefore, replace foods that are high in saturated fat with healthier options that can lower blood cholesterol levels and improve lipid profiles. Exercise can improve cholesterol. Moderate physical activity can help raise high-density lipoprotein, or HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol. The best plan for reducing your risk of cardiovascular disease is a combination of aerobic, or cardio, and resistance training. Spend an average of 40 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity aerobic activity 3 to 4 times a week to improve cholesterol levels as well as lower your blood pressure and risk for stroke and heart attack. For overall cardiovascular health, spend at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise per week. You can mix up moderate and vigorous activity if you'd like. To stay motivated, find an exercise buddy or join an exercise group. And remember, any activity is helpful. Even taking the stairs instead of the elevator or doing a few sit-ups while watching television can make a difference. Examples of moderate intensity exercise include ballroom dancing, playing tennis, general gardening, or bicycling. Examples of vigorous intensity exercise include hiking uphill or with a heavy backpack, swimming laps, jogging, race walking or running, aerobic dancing, or bicycling. If you've already implemented the first 2 strategies, right diet and exercise, numbers on the scale may already be dropping. If not, make a concerted effort to lose weight since studies show that you may be able to reduce cholesterol levels significantly by losing 5% to 10% of your body weight. For long-term success with weight loss, the Mayo Clinic suggests making small, sustainable changes. Slowly incorporate physical activity into your daily routine in simple ways, such as brisk walking or doing simple house chores. Bring a healthy lunch from home instead of eating out. It all adds up. All of these can have a big impact on your weight, which could help lower your cholesterol. You should only drink alcohol in moderation. Moderate use of alcohol has been linked with higher levels of HDL cholesterol. A few studies have found that people who drink alcohol in moderation have lower heart disease and might even live longer than those who abstain. Alcohol has also been tied to a lower risk of blood clots and decreased levels of inflammation markers. Too much alcohol can lead to serious health problems, including stroke, high blood pressure, and heart failure. Quit smoking. The most well-documented impact that smoking has on cholesterol is how it lowers levels of high-density lipoprotein, or HDL. Smoking makes all heart health indicators worse. It causes inflammation, not just in your lungs, but throughout your entire body, which can contribute to atherosclerosis, blood clots, and risk of heart attack. If you smoke, stop. Quitting might improve your HDL cholesterol level. Studies have shown that HDL levels often go up soon after a person quits smoking. In this video, we're going to talk about what are the recommended foods that we should consume to provide the best nutrients for our bodies. Now, why is it so important to eat the right food? Eating the right food means providing your body with the right amount of nutrition, and you can do it with a proper meal that is healthy while not trying to deprive yourself from other food. To top things off, you can eat right and exercise regularly to achieve a well-balanced, healthy mind and body. Consuming food from a wide variety of sources helps maintain a healthy and interesting diet to ensure your body has the nutrients it needs to help reduce the risk of disease. The best food choices include vegetables, fruits, whole grain, dietary fiber, healthy carbohydrates, calcium, and healthy fats. Now let's talk about vegetables. One of the first best food choices is vegetables. I'm sure that each and every one of us know the importance of vegetables in our daily diet, but do we really know why it's so useful in reducing weight? You may not know, so without further ado, let's begin. Vegetables are useful in reducing weight as they provide bulk and give a feeling of being full. And furthermore, the bulk and water count aids in the treatment of constipation. To get the best out of vegetables, they should be taken raw or just slightly cooked by steaming, boiling, broiling, or stewing. Green leafy vegetables provide a source of many nutrients, including iron, fiber, vitamins A and C, and potassium, which helps to purify the blood, heal the intestinal tract, anemia, and reduce the risk of developing diabetes. A good example of green vegetables are spinach, cabbage, and broccoli, where they are best served after being steamed or lightly boiled. Red and yellow vegetables like tomatoes, pumpkin, eggplant, potato, carrot, beetroot, bitter gourd rich in nutrients, and bitter gourd are rich in nutrients as well. They contain vitamin A, vitamin B, iron, potassium, calcium, and fiber, which can improve body immunity and help to boost the body's metabolism. Now let's talk about fruits. Fruits provide nutrients vital for health and the maintenance of your body. People who eat fruit as part of an overall healthy diet generally have a reduced risk of chronic diseases. The healthiest choices are fresh fruits or frozen without added sweeteners, as the sugar from fruits, or fructose, can be quite high. Fruit is naturally low in calories, fat, and sodium, and rich in folate, vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. Some high-potassium fruits include bananas, peaches, oranges, honeydew, and cantaloupe. The fiber in fruit helps to lower cholesterol, and it protects against heart disease. Vitamin C in food like strawberries and citrus help with wound healing and keeps gums and teeth healthy. Now let's talk about whole grain. Eating more whole grains is an easy way to add a layer of health insurance to your life. Whole grains are better sources of fiber and other important nutrients like magnesium, selenium, potassium, protein, antioxidants, fiber, B vitamins, and iron. Whole grains have been shown to reduce the risk of heart disease by lowering blood pressure and cholesterol levels, along with blood coagulation. Whole grains have also been found to reduce the risks of many types of cancer. Fiber is important for healthy bowel function, as it helps to reduce constipation and diverticulosis. B vitamins help the body release energy from carbohydrates, fat, and protein, Iron is used to carry oxygen in the blood. Selenium is important for a healthy immune system, and magnesium is a mineral used in building bones and releasing energy from muscles. Some of the healthy whole grains include whole wheat, bulgur, oatmeal, quinoa, brown rice, and whole grain barley and corn. Now on to dietary fiber. Dietary fiber has many health benefits. Consuming foods which are high in fiber can reduce your risk of heart diseases, stroke, diabetes, some cancers, as well as losing weight. Foods that are high in fiber are usually derived from natural and unprocessed food. Good sources of fiber can be found in nuts, barley, whole grains, oatmeal, wheat cereals, and beans. For vegetables, it can be found in celery, carrots, and tomatoes. Whereas for fruits, it can be found in berries, apples, pears, and citrus fruits. It is best to start your day off with whole grain cereals or include unprocessed wheat bran into your preferred cereal to increase your fiber intake. Now we'll discuss healthy carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are an essential part of a healthy diet. Carbohydrates provide the body with glucose, which is converted to energy used to support bodily functions and physical activity. Most carbohydrates are naturally occurring in plant-based foods, such as grains. Food manufacturers also add carbohydrates to processed foods in the form of starch or added sugar. Some of the common sources of naturally occurring carbohydrates include grains, milk, nuts, seeds, vegetables, and fruits. Carbohydrate quality is important. Some types of carbohydrate-rich foods are better than others. The healthiest sources of carbohydrates, unprocessed or minimally processed whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and beans, promote good health by delivering fiber, vitamins, minerals, and a host of important phytonutrients. Now on to calcium. Calcium is important for overall health. It also plays an important role in muscle contraction, transmitting messages through the nerves, and the release of hormones. Almost every cell in our body uses calcium in some way. Our body requires calcium to maintain healthy bones and teeth. Dairy products are a good source of calcium, which they are also easily digested and absorbed into the body, like milk, unsweetened yogurt, and cheese. Vegetables like kale, romaine lettuce, celery, broccoli, fennel, green beans, cabbage, summer squash, Brussels sprouts, and asparagus, as well as crimini mushrooms, are rich sources of calcium. Moreover, beans like black beans, white beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, black-eyed peas, or even baked beans are excellent choices for gaining calcium. Protein provides us the energy for our body to work, and overconsumption of protein can be detrimental to our kidneys. Fish, chicken, or plant-based proteins like beans, nuts, and soy are the ones that contain high-quality protein. Now let's talk about healthy fats. People are often concerned about excess dietary fat, but not getting enough good fats may also cause health problems. Eating fat can be heart-healthy if you pick the right kind. The fat that we consume is digested and either used for energy, stored in fat tissues, or incorporated into other body tissues and organs. Fats exert powerful effects within the body. We need adequate fat to support metabolism, the health of various body tissues, immunity, cell signaling, hormone production, and the absorption of many nutrients, like vitamins A and D. Having enough fat will also help keep you feeling full between meals. Here are some of the examples of high-fat food that are actually incredibly healthy and nutritious. Foods like avocados, almonds, fatty fish, hazelnuts, cheese, dark chocolate, pecans, pumpkin seeds, and sesame seeds. In this video, we're going to talk about cooking up some simple, healthy meals. When it comes down to feeding your body and mind, nothing is superior to preparing your food from scratch, with quality ingredients and served with love. Now, have you ever wondered why it's so important to prepare your meals at home? This is because by doing so, it allows you to control the amount of salt, oil, and other things that you use in your recipes. This in turn reduces the possibility of clogged arteries and weight gain. And not just that. Taking the time to plan your weekly menu not only helps to save time and money, but also provides a way to create meals with a balance of fat, protein, and carbohydrates, plus all of the essential vitamins and minerals needed for the child and adult's body. Now that we know of the importance of preparation of meals at home, let's move on to talk about meal planning. One of the best ways to make sure that you eat well is to plan your meals ahead of time. It is a vital part of eating a healthy diet, and there are many benefits of meal planning. These benefits include adding variety, eliminating the last-minute stress, making shopping easier, saving time and money, helping you to avoid unhealthy choices. Cooking healthy recipes and meals doesn't have to be difficult or time-consuming. These healthy recipes will please the whole family. Start your day off with a spring in your step with these simple yet healthy recipes that will keep you energized for the entire day. But how simple can it be? Well, how about as simple as 5 minutes of prep time without any cooking needed? Sounds good, doesn't it? Let's dive in to know more. Here are 8 healthy recipes. Breakfast fruit cups, papaya boat, tropical eye opener, chicken tomatillo salad, corn and green chili salad, avocado garden salad, rosemary lemon chicken with vegetables, spaghetti with turkey meat sauce. In this video, we are going to talk about the general guideline to overall well-being. Before going in depth, we should understand that healthy eating is not about strict dietary limitations, staying unrealistically thin, or depriving yourself of the food you love. Rather, it's about feeling awesome, improving your health, stabilizing your mood, and having more energy. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by all of the conflicting diet and nutrition advice out there? Well, you're not alone. It seems that for every expert who tells you a certain food is good for you, you'll find another saying exactly the opposite. Quite often, convenient foods are laced with too much sugar, salt, and other ingredients, which are not considered healthy. These ingredients can often be hidden, so it's important, as a part of your education, to learn to read food labels while at the grocery. Learn what ingredients to avoid, as major components are usually listed first in the food labels. Being educated on what is contained within various types of food will help you weed out much of the unhealthy food you may otherwise end up eating. Permanently improving your eating habits requires a thoughtful approach in which you reflect, replace, and reinforce. By following these simple approaches, you can cut through the confusion and learn how to create a varied, healthy, and tasty diet that's good for your mind and your body. Reflect on all of your specific eating habits, both good and bad, and your common triggers for unhealthy eating. Replace your unhealthy eating habits with healthier ones. Reinforce your new, healthier eating habits. You should create a list of your eating habits. The simplest way to track what you eat and drink is by setting up your diary in a notebook or downloading a food journal app on your phone. This will help you uncover your eating habits. Keep track of everything that goes into your mouth, including all snacks, drinks, meals, and even nibbles of food that you eat while you cook. Don't forget to track your total water intake as well. Tracking how much water you drink will give you insight into whether or not you need to consume more water to help you stay hydrated. After you've kept your journal for a few days, star or highlight areas where you may think you can make changes. For example, you might notice that you don't drink enough water, or you typically skip breakfast. These are great areas where you can make healthy changes. Highlight the habits. Highlight the habits on your list that may be leading you to overeat. Common eating habits that can lead to weight gain are: you eat when you're not hungry, you ignore nutrition advice, you're always cleaning your plate, you eat too fast, you are always eating dessert, going wild on the weekends, you hang out with unhealthy pals, you habitually use food as therapy, you skip meals or perhaps just breakfast. Awareness is always the first step to change, so make sure you've identified all of the triggers that cause you to engage in those habits. Identify a few that you'd like to work on improving first. Habitual behaviors are driven by cravings for rewards or avoidance of negative consequences. Don't forget to pat yourself on the back for the things you're doing right. it's important to celebrate, which is just as true in life as it is with habits. We want to continue to do things that make us feel good. And because an action needs to be repeated for it to become a habit, it's especially important that you reward yourself each time that you practice your new habit. For example, if you've chosen to have salad instead of a burger as your dinner, celebrate your progress with a reward. It's time to celebrate. Always remember to reward yourself as you make simple changes that in the end will result in achieving your overall goal. Create a list of cues by reviewing your food diary to become more aware of when and where you're triggered to eat for reasons other than hunger. Note how you're typically feeling at those times. Often, a particular emotional state or an environmental cue is what encourages eating for non-hunger reasons. The common triggers for eating when you're not hungry include suffering from the clean plate syndrome, the clock says so, before or after a stressful meeting or a situation at work, sitting at home while watching television, opening up the cabinet and seeing your favorite snack, coming home after work and having no idea what's for dinner. You can't say no to food pushers, and feeling bored or tired and thinking that food might offer a pick-me-up. Now let's talk about a 4-step eating habit hack. Number 1. Mark the cues on your list that you encounter on a daily basis or a weekly basis. 2. Now ask yourself these questions for each cue you've marked. 3. Replace unhealthy eating habits with new, healthier ones. 4. Finally, reinforce your new eating habits. Mark the cues on your list that you encountered on a daily or weekly basis. For example, attending a birthday party may be a trigger for you to have a cheat day to overeat, so simply have that piece of cake that doesn't fit into your daily food intake goals. Thus, you may want to attend as many birthday parties as possible as a cue for you to overeat. Some cues may be absurd, as not going to the gym as a cue to binge, but don't fret upon it. Simply mark them down for now. Now ask yourself these questions for each cue that you've marked. Obviously, your answer will be no, and you felt like a pig after you binge. Well, your answer may vary. Just write them down to have clarity and create the pain and disgust so you know you must change. So you know that you must change. Ask yourself, how can I avoid this cue or situation? After noticing the cues and the pain your non-empowering actions brought upon you, find a way to avoid that situation. This option works best for cues that don't involve another party. For example, you choose a different route to work instead of your usual route to avoid that McDonald's along the way. Or you drink lots of water when you realize that you're in binge mode. Or change your work desk that was once facing the vending machine or the coffee machine. You may also choose another place to study instead of your home kitchen. But there are just some events you can't avoid, like birthday parties of someone important or a staff meeting. So what do you do? Ask yourself this question. For things that I cannot avoid, what can I do differently to eat healthier? The key here is to plan ahead, and when you ask this question beforehand, your brain will naturally find better alternatives to make sure that you stick to your fitness goals. Maybe it's bringing healthy snacks to work, especially when there are long hours ahead. Track your food and make sure it fits your daily macronutrients, and don't overeat. Being food conscious in a party is a good way to control yourself. Eat lots of veggies before attending a party. Being filled before the party is a good way not to binge. Replace unhealthy eating habits with newer, healthier ones. Now that you've asked yourself the above questions and have a clear sense of awareness, you simply have to take action to replace your old eating patterns. Perhaps you overeat because you're eating too fast. Eat slowly. Perhaps you overeat because of hunger, but due to stress, anxiety, anger, or frustrations. Replace it with non-eating activities like going for a jog, visiting a friend, read an uplifting book, or talk to your family. You'll definitely feel better, and you'll totally forget about your hunger. The key to lasting change is to plan ahead. So write down your daily, weekly, and monthly fitness goals, what your food choices are, your body weight goals, and stick to it. Finally, Reinforce your new eating habits. Rome is not built in a day, and neither is your body and your habits. You need to practice your new eating habit day by day, week by week, to rewire your old eating pattern to a new one. But this is the hardest part because it requires patience. Stick with it. Believe that it's all worth it in the end. Special tips to make this work include having a mastermind group to keep each other accountable. Join a community, a challenge group, and update your close friends and family about your goals. Picture yourself eating healthy greens and having those washboard abs. Vibrant, happy, and full of energy. One of the best ways to reinforce these habits and make them ingrained into your subconscious mind is to write out a list of 100 reasons why you want to be fit or eat healthily. Having 100 reasons why is going to pull you towards your goal, creating a gravity that guarantees your success, as many burnt out after pushing too hard for far too long. Thus, having 100 reasons creates that gravity to pull you and your fitness goals almost effortlessly. So there you have it. 4-step eating habit hacks and all the crucial information that you'll ever need to start eating healthy and live a long, strong, fruitful, and fulfilling life.